So, hi class, kumusta po kayo? And for the continuation of our part 4 ng quarter 3, week 1. So, now we are going to discuss or to tackle about the classification of instruments at part po siya ng ating sa timbre. Ayan. So, kung mayroon tayong tenor, soprano, alto, and bass, same thing dito po sa classification of instruments. So, kung may classification of human voice, we also have classification of musical instruments like string instruments, percussion, bass, and the other one is woodwind instruments. So first, we're going to talk about the string instruments. So these are the instruments that are black or bowed, and are often referred to as the backbone of the orchestra. Okay, so a little background when you say orchestra, based from your module, yung orchestra po is a large group of musicians who play together on varied instruments. So kung nakikita mo yan, ito yung mga grupo ng mga musikero na nagtutugtog no ng iba't ibang gusto nilang musical instruments. Okay? So dito, kung titingnan po natin, here are the examples of string instruments. We have the violin, viola, cello, double bass, and harp. Ayan. So meron po silang definition. And also this is the picture. Okay? So for the violin, it says that the violin is the leader and the heart of the orchestra. Why? Played by moving the bow, to and fro. So para siyang soprano. So if we are going to compare this to human voice, so string instruments like, soprano sila. Okay, so violin, ito yung pinakamaliit sa kanila. Yet pinakamataas yung boses. So yung ang classification yung kanyang mataas. Mataas siya talaga. And then followed by viola. So viola is a little larger than the violin. It is tuned a fifth lower than violin. Cello, this is cello, and larger than viola, held by the player between his or her knees and moves the bow to and fro. So parang gano'n lang din. So parang may bow. Alam nyo ba yung bow? Yan, ito yung bow. Yan. Yung mga yan, these are the bows. Yun yung minimove nila from to and fro. Okay? So the double bass, this is the double bass. And this one, and this is the harp. Harp is a string instrument that is played by plucking. Okay? So ano pa ba yung mga string instrument na hindi natin nabanggit? Any idea? Yes. Could be yan, yung guitar, ukulele, those are also string instruments. And for the woodwind instruments, yung classification niya, paano ba tinutugtog yung woodwind instruments? Woodwind instruments produce music when the musician blow the mouthpiece. Okay, so from the word wind, hinihipan. Ayan, so may hinihipan. So I have here the piccolo, flute, oboe, clarinet, and bassoon. Okay, so piccolo is the smallest one, flute, clarinet, oboe, and bassoon. So these are the pictures. So piccolo, it has a range octave higher than flute. So mataas siya, and flute has high range and is really capable of producing fast series of tones. Yes. And oboe is the most dramatic among the woodwind musical instruments. Clarinet is the cylindrical instrument with a cup shape. Ayan. Cup shape. Ito siya. And the mouthpiece and the flaring bell at the end. So bassoon, this is bassoon. You can this is called the clown of the orchestra, for it has a long curving metallic mouthpiece. Its tone is soft and mellow. So madali lang naman silang ma-identify, no? Pero ayan. So mayroon naman silang pagkakaiba by size, no? And then sa ibang area. And of course, sa tunog. And when you say brass, itong brass instruments, yun nga pala, bass yung sabi ko kanina. So, brass instrument, ito naman siya, ano, pares lang, woodwind instrument siya, pero ang kaibahan nito, siya ay gawa, no? They are made of brass. Yan. Brass metal. So, we have the trumpet, trombone, French horn, and tuba. Ayan. So, for the trumpet, this is letter A. Trombone is B, D, and C. Usually, nakikita po natin siya kapag may mga parade. Yan, ginagamit sila during parade. Ayan, at hindi lang naman, sa orchestra, nandun talaga sila lahat. Okay, and for the percussion, ito yung mga instruments na pinagtatama. Ayan, yan, pinagbabangga. Ayan, so these are yung tinatapik. These are the percussion instruments. Yung mga pinagtatama, tapik. Ayan, so we have the timpani, snare drum, and the bass drum. Ayan, so those are the instruments played by striking with sticks or hammers, and others are through shaking or rubbing, like maracas. Ayan, yung maracas yung mga sinishake. Okay, so those are the classification of musical instruments.